call the meeting to order. As always, a request to remove any items from the consent agenda for anybody?
Nothing for me.
I did have a couple, and of course, it didn't save my red lines, but I did have a couple, so if you'll circle back to me at that point.
Well,
that'd
what
be
are
great.
We have to figure out what they
Oh,
are.
we have to do it now.
Just the page.
Or the item?
Or you can just tell us what it is.
It was 6A, part of 6A. 6A.
Yeah, that's the regular, that'll be on the deck. If it's anything financial related, we don't need to remove it anymore,
Thank you.
thanks to,
Thank you.
okay, so we good?
Yeah.
I'm good. Are you waiting for
Yeah,
me?
we
Oh,
didn't
I'm
know
sorry.
if
Yeah,
you
we're
needed
good.
more. Okay.
Nope, we're good.
Okay, so a motion to approve the order of items for the regular and consent agenda?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful. The president's report, which is me at the moment, so I guess I would say that the materials in this deck show, in my view, the amazing support of the community that we have. If you look at the annual report and you just see, we meet every month, the staff is here every day, but when you see it in one document, all of that stuff that was done over the year, and you couple that with some of the feedback we got in the deck, which is, I don't know if you saw the 700 summer readers participating in that program, to me is amazing.
Yeah.
And then if you, in the back, the marketing materials, the open rate for email from the library to its constituency is 60% for a lot of those marketing emails, which is spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. So to me, that just tells us how much the community appreciates us, and I was very pleased to see it. So the only other thing is that the minutes are not on this agenda because they're a part of the consent agenda, but just another fantastic job by Lyndon on the minutes. Lyndon, always thank you.
All right.
Turn it to the director.
All right, thank you. Well, that's a great segue into my first topic on my verbal report, which is about communications to our patrons. We have recently established, in fact, the first ones will be going out this week, a series of welcome emails to residents who sign up for a library card. So when they sign up for a library card, they will get one email a week for 5 weeks. And I wanted to share the emails with you, so if you direct your attention to the screen, I can share with you these emails that have been written by staff. Catherine coordinated this effort, and they were written by one of our library assistant twos, and a lot of other support was given by various other staffs also. So the first email is a welcome email that tells people all the different ways that they can find out about what's going on at the library. It encourages people to contact the library, again, that personal touch, and all the department's emails, a little plug for the mobile app, and our trustees.
Wow, look at those guys.
Who are those? The second one
I'm sorry, did you say this is one a week?
one a week for
For
5 weeks. Yep.
Okay.
The second one directs folks to our website and all of the wonderful streaming content that we have, Hoopla, Libby, Canopy, Press Reader, all of these, and then a link to the databases page so people can explore that on their own.
Great.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's great. I'd like to get this myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind
yeah.
getting that email.
This is
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, we can make that happen.
Okay.
This one is directing people to learn about our programs, so it directs people to the calendar of events. It encourages them to sign up for the e-newsletters, because everybody automatically gets the print one, and encourages them to check out all of our podcasts and recorded programs. And then email number 4 is about using the spaces in the library. So it talks about how to reserve study rooms, meeting rooms, how to use the computers and printing, which Judy could teach people that. Talks about our technology classes and the fact that you can get personal technical help from our IT staff. And the final email kind of takes folks outside of the library and tells them about the things that their library can do to take them beyond the building, beyond Bloomfield Township even. So it's telling people about Melcat, the Michigan Activity Pass, Cranbrook Passes, and the Detroit Zoo discounted tickets.
Very nice.
Terrific.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Really good.
Mhm.
Very good.
So I'm sure there's an opt-out of receive, like an unsubscribe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see what those numbers look like, or, you know, how many people get through.
And we use
I bet we'll
Savannah.
see a lot of people going all the way through.
Yeah. We use Savannah, which is the same platform that we do our e-newsletters from.
I think if we're all talking about maybe why can't we get them, I'm wondering if that might be something that maybe existing cardholders might be interested in. Because I hear that from people all the time that are regular users of the library, but they don't understand certain aspects like the databases or how to use Hoopla or how to use something, whatever it is. And I think those are really nice, nicely done communications about services.
Great, thank you, we could talk about
You
that.
just have to change
Yeah.
the headline instead of welcome to, maybe.
Did you know?
Did you know, or
Yeah.
refresher course, or hey, we're delighted that you're a
Yeah,
patron of our amazing library, did you know, yeah.
I think
'Cause I
we
would
can all
like to
be
have
reminded, yeah.
This is
Okay.
great.
Very good job.
good, I'm glad you think so.
So how is the Melcat funding issue resolved?
I still haven't heard yet.
Okay,
I know that Library of Michigan was advocating to get a line item in the state of Michigan's regular budget, and I don't know if that ever,
I haven't heard
Happened.
anything
I still think
more.
it's ongoing.
I think people are still waiting for the IMLS grant money, which didn't we talk, it goes through October or something? So the fiscal year is kind of wonky in that grants that were already promised from a year ago are still, they're still hoping to get their, I think, second payment.
let's see.
And they're.
Can't count on anything anymore these days, that's for sure.
I think that's correct.
Well, speaking of the Library of Michigan and the grant funding that they receive, the Library of Michigan underwrites our membership in United for Libraries, which is a group through the American Library Association. And they are having their annual virtual conference for trustees, friends, and foundations. I did send you all an email about this, but just one more time, it's July 29th through the 31st. The first day, which is July 29th, is devoted to trustees. I think Danny and I attended last year. Shane and I are registered this time. It's all virtual. You can, pop in, and they send you the schedule, so you know exactly what each session is, so you can pop in and out if you want to. But just putting that out there again, if you want to attend that, email Lyndon and me, and we'll get you registered for that.
What day is the 29th?
Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can do it remotely.
You can? Yes, you can.
I think you have to.
Yeah, so you could be on the beach somewhere.
I know, that's why I signed up.
Don't have to work.
You probably noticed that the landscaping has been removed from the north end of the library campus. That area will be resodded, and then we're gonna monitor that area and see how it, reacts to having all that landscaping taken away, if it dries out or not. Remember that this was going to be part of our retention basin, that we decided to abandon that idea. Joe Christopher was going to send us information about getting a pump installed in the central sump pit. Joe said that, pumps aren't really his bailiwick, so he referred us to somebody else who sent us some specs. And what was sent to us made it seem like we would have to install this in the parking lot and tear up the parking lot. Yeah, that was my face too, yeah. So the more Tom and I think about this and talk about this, the more we become convinced that we're gonna just have to rip up the whole parking lot, redo it, and install retention basins underneath of the parking lot. And I think that will hopefully solve our problem. That is going to take a lot of planning, a lot of communication, and a lot of money. And we haven't had a chance to really talk about this because the Building and Grounds Committee meetings have been taken up with the design project. So we'll have to try to talk about it in the next couple of months or so and start planning for that. I can see doing that in maybe 2 to 3 years after the design project is finished.
So
And,
Joe's plans, we're doing anything with what he came up with? No, okay, alright.
I'm kinda hoping that the next meeting, can we just go over one more time why the pond didn't work? Just go through that again.
At a future building and grounds.
Definitely,
Yeah.
you know, cause I don't really have a clear understanding as to why that didn't work, other than the fact that we couldn't say it was a pond, because the city didn't want us to say that's what it does, but did that mean it didn't work? That, I just didn't get that whole picture, so
Okay, yeah,
it'd be nice to do that.
yeah.
I think there seems, I have confusion on my part as well, because I thought we were doing some sort of sump pump in the basement. We had agreed to, that was like, first line of defense would be to add this other sump pump. And then you sent a picture, I think, of something that that person had sent you that seemed really like,
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting.
is that in relation, is that related to the sump pump that we kind of agreed that yes, we would go ahead with?
Well, it's unclear because Joe sort of was like, here's this information, or his contact said, here's some information, and we just haven't gone back to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it at Building and Ground, because it's
Yeah.
kind of murky.
Sounds
It
It is
is
very
circle
murky,
back.
and it's been eclipsed by the design project,
Yeah,
for my workflow anyway.
yeah,
So you're talking a few more years of potential floods in the basement because of the way it
Potentially.
rains now, and, you know, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
and it just
yeah,
depends
we
on
need to talk about it more, for sure.
I'm not a pump person. Yes, let's put that on the agenda.
Okay, and speaking of the library design project, the library design project is currently in the schematic design phase. I am getting such an education on these phases for architects and design. The goal of the schematic design phase is to decide where walls and other structures will be built in the library. And we have said that this project will be done mostly with furniture, but there are a couple of places that are gonna be enclosed. And so at this point in the phase, we have to decide where those walls are gonna be. There's also some plumbing implications in a couple of places. Yeah, HVAC as well.
So walls going in, not coming out.
Correct. And we're talking just interior walls, you know, we're not
Yeah.
doing anything with the exterior envelope of the building. So, the design team has met a couple times since we all last talked about this. And we've decided to kind of push this out about a month. Our original hope in like May, June was that at this meeting tonight, we could vote on the schematic design phase and move forward, but we are not ready for that. The changes that were proposed in the block plan that you all saw a few months ago have some implications for service and staffing and procedures. So it needs to be vetted through the MAC group, our leadership group, a lot more. So we have a meeting coming up in a couple weeks where we're going to, Jenna and Chloe will walk us through some, all the different areas that are going to be impacted, and we're going to talk all that through. And then it will come to you all at the Building and Grounds Committee meeting on August 14th. So that's a really important meeting that I hope you all can attend.
Is it gonna be 10 o'clock or 9? 'Cause
What do you all prefer?
I
Cause
like the 9, but.
I think 9 is good.
okay, we
Yeah.
can do 9. And then, you know, we'll all talk about this, the phase and what's being proposed, and then it's my hope that at the August 19th meeting, there can be a formal vote on whether to approve this phase of the project and move forward into design development, which is the next phase.
And I think it's important too that we also state again that Brooke and Lauren are in these meetings. So it's not that staff hasn't been part and party to it. They represent staff
Correct.
and have been communicating with their staff about some of the discussions that we've been having. So there's nothing that's black and white. But what I think Tara's saying is that we've made some decisions, kind of moved along, and now it's getting time to actually put the pedal to the metal and make decisions that will have far-reaching impact. Budget, design and workflow, which is, I think, where we all kind of went, wait. And I think they've been very patiently working with us on the cadence of everything and letting us know, so that there's never a point of like no return. It's just taking on greater importance.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And the impetus behind these ideas are generated from us, not, okay,
Yeah, it's all from feedback received through our strategic planning process,
okay,
and feedback that we receive as staff all the time,
okay,
and ideas that we've had, so.
okay, cause I know there's some out there ideas that I'm still trying to get my
I know,
arms wrapped around them, and I'm not sure that I'm not on board yet on those really different ideas, but if they are, and I wasn't sure who was directing that or leading that parade, so.
yeah. So, hopefully everyone can be there at that meeting, and you can join virtually if you would like to.
Okay, so we're saying 9 a.m.
9
Yes,
a.m.
please.
on
August
August 14th.
14th, yeah. All right, and then, just one more note, and this is in the dates to remember too, is that July 31st, which is a Thursday, will be our budget work session meeting. That will be at 10 a.m. And that is when Matt Whitty from Schwartz and Company will be present, and he will talk about the investments in our general fund. And we will workshop the 26, 27 preliminary budget, so that we can give that to the township and tell them how many mills to levy for us.
What is that again?
July 31st at 10 a.m.
Can I make a request with what the gentleman that you just mentioned presents?
Yep.
And if people don't agree with me, that's fine. I personally feel he goes into too much detail. I mean, I get it, that's his business and that's what he likes, but less detail.
Okay.
Maybe you get it. A lot of that stuff, just like, okay, is there a way that he could just go right to the, or will he be insulted if we say to him, hey, I don't know how anybody else feels. I found a lot of that stuff just goes right over my head, and it's, I don't see like where it ends up in any decisions that we have to make or anything like that.
I think just so long as he's giving us enough information for us to make responsible
Decision.
What decisions are we really making? Well, he's not really asking us to make any decisions. We have a lot of faith in him. He sets all these things up. It's what decisions are we really being asked to make?
Every once in a while, a bond will be,
Yeah.
because we have to keep it at a AAA bond, and so
Yeah, I get
every
it.
once in a while, they'll have new leadership and it's not going in the direction we want, so we have to make that decision, and we have done that before,
Okay, that's
so
fair.
he'll
Okay.
be, he'll say, we have this bond and we have X amount of monies in it, and we will not be penalized if we take it out and he doesn't like the direction that their approach is different.
Okay, well that's,
So we've done that probably, I would say at least once a year, where he'll come to us and say,
I can hurry him up.
if we could just, if he could start by saying, look, you have to make the following 2 decisions. And we get right to that basically, instead of a lot of discussion about, interest rates and this, that. I get it. That's all the mechanics behind that, but that's kind of what he's getting paid to worry about.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you maybe send me an email of what you would like to see, and then I can share that with him?
I can do that. Again, my point is let's just focus right on those things that he thinks he needs for us to decide.
Okay.
That's what I would just say.
Okay.
And if there's nothing that we need to decide, let's just hit a few bullet points and move on. So.
I got some meetings you would love to attend.
Oh! I'm sure.
The president has to do a meeting with him to go over, just as part of the audit, concerns about the library and financial that. And he's like, so, we're worried about controls, let me explain those to you. I'm like, let me stop you right there. I know all that.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah.
What else do you need? And he was kind of flummoxed, but we'll push him.
Okay, if you, I have total confidence in what you know, so
I do.
if we could push him along, that would be great, so.
Yeah, I can give him that feedback. I think he's trying to give a big picture. I think he doesn't know everybody's knowledge and comfort level with the topic. So,
I will say that I think his direction when he is at this meeting,
Yeah.
the reason why he gives it so much more detail, he's mentioned it before, is because we're being videotaped, and so there are
Okay,
people
that's
who
fair.
there are
Then-
people who
then
are
I'm
listening
fine
to
with
it,
that.
yeah.
If the idea is to get it on the
Right.
videotape so that then.
So that the general public has an
That's
idea.
okay.
But I mean, to our 9 viewers, I don't know how many people watch it, but I do, the internal
That's
one
fair.
that we're having, I can understand your point
Okay.
completely, but I think that's the reason why he does that, so.
Then I'm fully supportive, if that's the
Gotcha.
reason, that's
Yeah.
fine, yes, okay.
I feel like most financial investment people aren't sure and they want to justify their
Well, he's gotta
decisions
prove,
and.
he has to prove that
Yeah.
he's doing his
Right.
due diligence
Right.
and he understands
Then I'm
what he's
fine with
doing.
that,
Yeah.
it's just a
Because the
thought,
market
so.
is, if it was a sure thing, everyone would be in it,
Right.
so you have to take those lows and those highs, and we know
and
that.
I think we haven't, the markets have been so good the last couple of years
Right.
that
Yeah.
you guys have been on the board
Right.
that we haven't had to make any
Right.
decisions. But yeah, there have been
When it was at,
times that he's
yeah, when the
made
bond
changes
market,
and,
yeah. so,
Okay, fair enough.
All right, that's my report.
Thank you. So we turn to the budget, which is 6A, and Joy, would you like to go first?
It's kind of back to building and grounds. It's the, on page 5, it's the check to Rewald for additional roof repairs. I am, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money, but I don't know where we are with some of the repairs we did and how it's working.
We finished the repair around the perimeter and that's all just fine. There were some other minor repairs that happened and then after all that was finished, I think it was Chris from Rewald, I think Hugo might have been here too. And Tom walked the roof and found just a bunch more areas that had like little holes and just things that need to be repaired. So that's what this was. It was beyond
Like a finishing up of,
like a
or
punch
in-
list kind of, yeah,
that wasn't covered though in
correct.
the original.
Yeah, it was above and beyond the work that was done previously.
So how do we feel about the roof work?
We'll have to
Do
talk
you
about
wanna come
that
back
another
to that
time,
at building and grounds? Okay.
bring a lunch that day.
I said that roof will have to be maintained. If we don't do the
Yeah.
perfect plan, we'll have to just maintain it,
Yep.
annually.
Yeah.
Look
Well,
at
I
it
think
and pay
because of the
someone to get up
materials
there.
we do,
In the
right?
shape of mansard
Yeah.
roof, they'll always have problems.
Okay, thank you. That was it for me.
Okay.
Anybody else got any questions?
Yeah, just a question on the Millman Incorporated
Mhm.
for services related to the audit. Which audit was this one,
It's our audit that's the work is happening right now, so it's the audit of our 24-25 budget year.
Oh, okay,
And so Milliman is an actuarial firm that does an actuarial report on one of the GASB rules. I can't remember which one it is, but they have to do this. It's related to retirement.
okay, and then that feeds into that audit, that annual audit,
Yep.
okay.
Is it like a third party that they bring in? Okay.
And then the Platt and Moran, they still have to be paid even though you hired a new,
Yeah, so she has been giving Kathy some training, and she assisted greatly with the audit preparation too.
Is this it?
I think so. There might be a few more payments here and there as we consult with her, but it'll be a lot less than this.
Was she recommended, because she's been great, or was
She's
she
been
like,
so great.
just the luck of the draw?
Just the luck of the draw.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
She's been so wonderful.
Yeah, she's been really, really great.
Yeah.
Well, I had some questions too. You and I have discussed them, so do you wanna highlight any of those things?
Why don't you go ahead, because I can't remember.
So we talked, I mentioned on page 4, the new vendor section I thought was helpful. Especially appreciation for that. We talked about some of these presenters. What's interesting to me, I didn't realize that we schedule presenters, and if there's not enough people that show up, they cancel them, and we get our money back, which I thought was great.
Yeah, I do too.
We talked a little bit about the names of these people on here. Again, my perspective is, just in the interest of employee and patron privacy, if it's a non-management employee in the future, perhaps we just say payment to a non-management employee, so we don't have people's stuff in the books.
That's fine. I did remove all the patron names.
Yep.
So there's no patron names and I redacted it from the check register. You notice there was a black box.
Yep.
So all these are staff and I think last time we had said anything under $25 didn't go on and these all happen to be over $25. And Sandor Slomovitz is a program presenter, that is not a staff or a patron. But I can do that, I can say non-management employee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on page,
Well, just in the interests of whomever, Cat's Got Your Tongue, what was it going to be?
No, it
It
sounds so
was-
cute.
It was going to be that trivia, it was sitcom trivia showdown.
There wasn't enough, are you kidding? Wow. I'm so surprised.
I am too.
I know.
Wow.
It doesn't have
What
to
night,
be.
what day of the night? What day of the week? I mean.
I can't remember, do you?
Wednesday? That's the
Cat's got
answer?
your tongue?
Cat's got my
tongue.
It was a Monday or Tuesday. I think they had 2 teams registered, which isn't really enough for
Right,
a robust
Yeah,
competition.
yeah. Well, that's too bad.
Maybe we can try it again.
On page 6, that weird purple thing, that's the redaction she's talking about.
It's so surprising that it shows up as purple for you. That looks black to me, but.
Oh,
It
the
looks
the
black.
comment
There you go.
box
Purple.
is
What color is
purple.
that?
Yeah.
Funny.
The
purple to me.
redacted
Oh.
box is black.
That's why he gets the.
Yours isn't purple?
Yeah.
Mine's purple.
Yours is
Yeah,
purple too?
mine's-
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
mine's
have
purple.
that, no.
Well, there's a
Go
black
farther
mark
down.
above there.
Yeah,
That's
go a
nothing
little bit
else.
I
farther down.
won't go any further.
So anyway, on page 8, they,
Go this way.
we talked about, this to me is the most important page in the book.
You're missing it.
I have an older, I have a really old computer.
What do you?
Sorry, I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry, I'm talking about
It's
purple.
a robust conversation, let's go. You just tell me when you're ready.
We're ready.
Yeah, page 8.
So on this general budget, just, again, we're gonna be talking about this a lot at our next meeting. Revenues 10.9 million, expenses 10.4, this is our budget, so we're projecting to have 500
Correct.
extra. On the revenue side, that just comes in. On the expense side, we already talked about, Tara and I talked about, the only thing that's really over budget is the periodicals, and that's the same as last meeting, we think that all the time, that's just timing. What's really under budget is the projects down under the other operating, which is the biggest item there, so it's 2.7 million, we've spent 5% and we're 25% through the year, so in my mind, we're trending above this budget. Ending fund balance 17.6, which is good, and then we talked a little bit about these numbers down below and what these are. That first number is, pretty small, and then you've got the 5.1 million, that's 8 months spending. Go ahead.
Which we find by just dividing the expenses by 8.
Yeah, and then the 12 is really just a catch-up to get to the 17, in my mind. You were gonna look at
Yes.
that and tell me if you disagree, but.
Yeah.
So we're in really good shape, that's my takeaway from all that. And then you'll see, I guess that's all I have on that section. Any other comments?
No.
So then we've got a motion on page 11, and I'm happy to do the honors. I
Yep.
move to approve monthly cash disbursements in the form of the check numbers noted for a grand total of $594,364.37.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Why are you smiling?
Alright, thank you.
I just like to smile.
Okay.
On the next page, page 12 is just it's something that Matt sent me, so I thought I'd share it with you.
And I have green in that next page.
And purple.
Green
You
and
have purple?
purple.
No.
Oh, I have purple.
I have purple on that page.
I think it's because my machine is so
Um,
old.
What, you
It's-
did say that this came from Matt, but I was just, I was
Right.
a little confused when you sent that, but should we do?
He sends me something
These are-
quarterly with updates and information, and I
It's-
usually include
So
it.
this is our ladder of CDs that he built,
Yeah.
and I think he's just showing it to us.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, great.
Alright.
The next item, we're down under the regular agenda items. And just making sure Linda didn't correct me. And then, so it's the call to the public. Anna?
Hello, I'm here once again on behalf of SOC, and we just had our monthly meeting. And this month for staff, we are doing casual month, which is very exciting. But I only half dressed casual because I knew I was coming here. And then we're also doing ice cream for the staff on the 23rd. So I figured that would be a nice treat.
Where are you getting your ice cream from?
I'm just going to the store and buying it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're trying to do it.
Trader Joe's has good ice cream.
Do they?
Okay, great.
They do.
Their coffee ice cream.
They're vanilla.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
usually get
vanilla's
treats
really
like
good.
ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, gotcha.
They've got good ice cream
Yeah.
Yeah, they
sandwiches
do,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, and we're trying to, we're trying to figure out some good things for staff to do and I'm trying to reach back to the other times that I was on SOC and we did some trivia stuff. I think staff really enjoys that kind of thing, it gets their minds working, and so we'll see what we can come up with to keep things exciting.
Good. Great.
Got it?
There should be a day when you're not wearing purple and people get to decide the colors.
Say boobies.
You can see this purple though, we all agree on this one.
Yes, that purple I can see.
All right.
Our next one is unfinished business,
Will
but
you take back to them how much we value and appreciate every day? And
Thank you.
just the nice comments that we often hear from patrons, unsolicited.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for interrupting.
no, it's great, thank you. We go to unfinished business, but your written report on page 16, did you want to call any of these things out?
I don't have to, I just wanna make sure that everybody understands the credit card procedures and wonder if there's any questions I can answer. I brought all the documentation this is for the most recent credit card bills. So you can see the process and you can look through the transactions and see the kinds of things that staff are charging on their credit cards. So,
And I looked through it, I'm very comfortable with the documentation, the expenses that are in the credit cards and the process.
And I thought you were very transparent and direct and
okay, good.
notes.
Yeah, it's fun.
On 16 though, your written report, I think it might be helpful for you to share with everyone our discussion about what the library is doing with AI.
Oh, sure, yeah. As I said in the written report, I have established a staff committee. People could volunteer for this to explore the topic of AI, mostly generative AI, and how it relates to public libraries. And I would just have some meetings, talk about it, do some research, and then come back to the management group with some recommendations. Like maybe we probably do need an AI policy. How can we be most transparent to our patrons and our residents about how we're using AI? How should we use AI? We haven't had a meeting yet. Our first meeting is in a couple of weeks, and then we'll give them some months to work together. So.
Who is on the committee so far? Who said they would be?
Oh man, let's see, Lyndon, Nicole Gillies, actually Richard, Paul is not gonna be on it, Richard is.
That's okay, I don't wanna put you on the spot.
I can't
Now you
remember right
don't.
now.
you don't.
There's about 6 or 7 people
Across a few different departments.
across different departments, different levels.
Good.
And I should point out that it's, in an operation that's 68.5 hours a week with a staff of 100 people, trying to staff service desks, host programs, check in and out books, shelf books. It's really hard to get people together for a committee.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a big ask. It takes a lot of machinery to get it going, but I'm excited about it.
Good.
And then, so on the new business, we've got the annual report. I already mentioned how impressed I was with the contents. I did have one suggestion for next time, which was, it takes a while to get to, it's like page 5 or 6, where we start talking about the early voting here, which I think was really a signature event. I think we should highlight that next time as a way of showing everyone that the library is the center of this community. And I think we need to be saying that, because if we don't, say it, we don't self-promote. So, maybe we'll do that next year.
Yeah. Well, Catherine would like to share Catherine would like to share the annual report with you all. So we're gonna swap seats.
I was gonna do this, so I wasn't.
Oh, no,
My
that's
back wasn't
okay.
to it.
You know
Well,
what?
I will have stuff on the screen. I will go
That's
through
good.
the
Yeah,
annual
there we go.
report
Back and
in
forth.
some detail for you.
Let
Good.
me do this
Yes, there is one in there.
this way, because I think you wanna see. Hang on, Catherine, I thought I had this all queued up.
Duplicate.
Duplicate.
Oh, I have one, thank you,
So these don't match.
but thanks.
No, they don't. This is a condensed version. The trifold brochure is a condensed version that we put out to the public of the 10-page Word document that you received in your
Got it.
packet. We figure that the public is more likely to take a trifold brochure than a 10-page Word doc.
So these won't be mailed.
Those won't be mailed, they will be available at the welcome desk, and we share them with new employees, upon request. It's posted to our website.
I'll share them with the friends tomorrow.
Does this go to media in any way? Do you share the annual report?
We don't typically share the annual report out because we're sharing more specific events and initiatives throughout the year. All right, so this year was one of celebration as we recognized our 60th anniversary with a carnival themed event titled Applause, Applause on October 5th of 2024. Over 500 attendees of all ages came out for delicious food, face painting, balloon animals, a stilt walker, pictured there, a Stump the Librarian booth, also pictured, music, and more. The event celebrated the library's role as a community hub and ushered in our next decade of library service. We continue to advance the goals outlined in our strategic plan to make meaningful enhancements to our facilities, collections, and services to improve the patron experience. We had committees focused on inclusive spaces, human resources practices, and a collaborative workplace culture, and they implemented changes to strengthen the library in a variety of ways. In recognition of our achievements, the library was honored with the Heart of Our Community Award from Bloomfield Township Cable and Community Relations, and these efforts reflect our ongoing commitment to serving the township with excellence. The fiscal year kicked off with a total solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024, if you can remember that far back. The library distributed nearly 2,000 eclipse glasses in the week leading up to that eclipse, and Youth Services hosted an Eclipsapalooza, which included the Michigan Science Center's portable planetarium. Youth Services hosted hundreds of programs, including baby prom, baby parade, gamer lounge, snack lab, trick or treat at the library, and many other special events. In March, we celebrated March's Reading Month with 445 local students visiting the library for kindergarten readers roundups. It's a lot of 5-year-olds. For adults, Michigan subjects were of great interest with programs on the Detroit Lions, Belle Isle, Mysteries of Michigan, Pewabic Pottery, and the Detroit Institute of Arts. Other popular programs included topics such as gardening, food preservation, indigenous herbalism, the Oscars, TV trivia, and painting like Bob Ross. We also hosted the 14th season of chamber music concerts presented by students from U of M, and the Great Lakes Chamber Music Festival partnered with the library as a site for several performances during their annual 2-week festival. Other performances included the Mosaic Youth Theater of Detroit, Orchestra Sono, the Grunions, and Sakura Instrumental Group. This year's reading programs were successful in encouraging all ages to read for enjoyment. The summer reading program attracted over 800 participants and included a lively kickoff event with food trucks and a pirate-themed wrap-up party. Throughout the summer, the Prize Patrol visited households that displayed Love My Library signs to deliver bags filled with library and book-themed prizes. Children could earn BTPL bucks by completing reading and activity goals and then use those bucks to purchase prizes. Over 10,000 days of reading was logged. In the colder months, almost 200 readers participated in the Winter Reading Challenge, where children recorded 2,118 days of reading, and teens and adults logged 509 books read in just over a month.
That's incredible.
Our community collaborations or outreach efforts remained constant throughout the year. Youth Services staff continued their school liaison program, assigning a librarian to each Bloomfield Hills school. And that partnership included the One District, One Book program, in which all elementary students read the same book and attended related programs at the library. Youth Services also participated in the school's work-based learning program, in which high school students with developmental disabilities and their job coaches volunteered in the youth room. Adult and Teen Services staff worked with the West Bloomfield Public Library to bring author Shelby Van Pelt to the Berman Theater. They also continued partnering with BCTV on the Distracted Librarians podcast and with the Bloomfield Historical Society for 2 history harvests. Library staff hosted tables at Bloomfield Hills school events and visited classrooms throughout the year. Staff also engaged with the community at the Senior Center, Bowers School Farm, Johnson Nature Center, various preschools and private schools, and at the Bloomfield Township Open House. The library served as an early voting site for Bloomfield Township, Birmingham, and Southfield Township elections, including the very busy 2024 presidential election. There was a record turnout with 9,108 voters over the 9-day period. And finally, Youth Services Department Head Jen Taggart and Assistant Department Head Lauren Catoni Ellis coordinated and hosted the 8th Biennial Adaptive Umbrella Accessibility Workshop with over 350 attendees from across the country who attended virtual sessions on accessibility in libraries. Our 8th annual photo.
Can you go back one page?
Absolutely.
Okay, I volunteered to sit at that booth next time.
Okay.
And have a little sign that says, tell us what you think of the library.
Okay.
Don't you think that would be fun?
It's
It would
Township
be.
Open House,
I told them
September
Sunday
29th.
afternoon,
Yeah.
one like noon to 5.
Can I do it over Zoom?
You gotta show up in person.
The Wi-Fi in that parking lot is pretty iffy, so.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna come in and straighten the tablecloth.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna, yeah, yeah.
I was gonna
yeah.
say the same thing.
Well, Judy can come and do that.
The-
and
yeah,
then
she'll be
Shane will
there, yes.
Tell
listen
us
to
what you think of the
listen to
library.
the people.
You should
But
do
nobody's volunteering to act in the skit for the kindergartners.
No.
No. All right.
Busy that day.
Our 8th annual photo contest concluded in April of 2024 with the announcement of the winners at the reception and on social media. The theme for that year was Picture Perfect Patterns.
Great.
And we had a total of 71 participants submit 125 photos for the contest. And here are the winners. This was our Best in Show, our People's Choice Award winner. And this grid shows you first, second, and third place in each of the 3 age group categories. We have some very talented residents.
Mm-hmm.
So behind the scenes, library staff also worked on many important projects. Circulation eliminated overdue fines to make the library more accessible and inclusive, to align with current standard practices, and to improve customer service. Circulation also implemented 2 new notification systems, email and text messaging, to better communicate about holds, due dates, and more. We also implemented several cataloging changes to improve access and inclusion. Materials Services implemented the optional arrangement for the 200s to better reflect the development of religion over time and throughout the world.
What does that mean?
So the 200s range in the Dewey Decimal System
Right, I
is
understood that
religion.
part, yeah.
Most of that range is, the traditional arrangement is focused on various aspects of Christianity, with all other world religions in the 290s,
Okay.
which makes that a very cram-packed section where it's hard to access and find the books because they're all together in this one small spot.
Okay.
Number-wise, not a physical spot, but you wind up with a Dewey Decimal System number that has multiple digits after the decimal place because you're trying to fit a lot into one small category.
Okay.
The optional arrangement broadened that category and treated Christianity and Christian topics more on par with other world religions.
But this is not something that our library came up with. This is a trend.
Correct.
So this
Yeah,
is-
I wouldn't even say a trend, it's maybe
Library
a
practices.
correction to library practices, that it does take a lot of staff time and energy to go in, recatalog all of these materials in our online catalog, the labels on the books. And we are lucky to have dedicated staff
It
with the
may have
time to
even
do
started
that.
with Library of Congress, I believe.
And this was a direct result of a staff person going to a conference and hearing about this and then bringing it back here and implementing it.
Thanks.
We also updated call numbers for several areas in youth services, naming these areas something that makes more sense to our patrons. So picture books, early reader, and read along. Those previously had other names that were not as clear as what they were. So that just makes those collections easier to find for our patrons. New power wheelchairs were leased to replace the old ones that had been donated and no longer worked. To enhance security, panic buttons were installed at each public service desk and a new video surveillance system was installed. For the building and grounds, roof repairs and concrete repairs were completed. New exterior signage was installed and trees were trimmed, removed, or relocated as needed. We selected an interior design firm to assist with the renovation to better utilize space and replace worn furnishings. Meetings, as you know, with the design committee began in spring of 2025 and planning will continue through our current fiscal year. And over in IT, they updated the projector and screen in the computer lab to better support computer classes. They replaced staff printers throughout the building as well as the virtual server infrastructure. And finally, the website underwent a soft visual redesign and IT brought the accessibility compliance percentage on our website from 75% to 100%. The Friends of the Library celebrated their 60th anniversary in March 2025 with a special display showcasing their accomplishments and contributions over the years, as well as a resolution from you all to honor their diamond anniversary.
That's a good picture of both of you.
Isn't it great?
really nice.
Photo credit to Lyndon.
Yay, Lyndon.
The Friends continued setting new sales records at their second Saturday sales, allowing them to approve over $108,000 in funding for the library this year. And these gifts were used to fund the One District, One Book program, prizes for summer reading, branded swag for all those outreach events, STEM and STEAM kits, the Shelby Van Pelt author event, the 60th anniversary celebration, reusable cloth tote bags for circulation, and much, much more. All right, we're getting close, guys. At the annual Staff Development Day on May 3rd, 2024, employees were trained on verbal de-escalation skills and active shooter survival training. The day also included a talk about skills for resilience and coping, team building activities, and department meetings. Regular professional development opportunities included monthly staff training and monthly department tours. In one session, AmeriCorps volunteers taught staff how to administer Narcan to attempt to save a person who has overdosed on opioids. Luckily, we have not needed that training so far. A lot of time and attention was dedicated to strengthening various HR initiatives this year. Alongside the Township HR department, Lyndon implemented Bamboo HR, a human resources information system for managing hiring and onboarding and employee information. A compensation and classification study was conducted and recommendations included changing some position titles and grades, as well as adjusting some pay ranges. Most recommendations were phased in at the start of this fiscal year. And in compliance with the Earned Sick Time Act, the library began providing sick time to those who had not previously received it. And additionally, Bloomfield Township enacted a paid parental leave policy, which the library also adopted. And finally, we have you, our Library Board of Trustees, who were all re-elected on the November 5th ballot. The Library Board consists of Bloomfield Township residents who serve for 4 years. They meet monthly on the third Tuesday of the month, except in April, which is on the fourth Tuesday at 7 p.m. And that was our year 2024-2025.
What a year. Oh my God.
It's so nice to see it all together, like you were saying.
Yep.
When you
Very
start the
impressive.
process, do you actually like keep notes as the year goes on, or do you have to go back and reflect on all the things that have gone?
I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I go back through the board packets, Tara's verbal and written reports
Okay.
to the board, our management meeting notes, inside the library, our internal newsletter.
Gotcha.
Just look through it all.
Great
pull
job.
out the
Really
good
excellent.
nuggets. And each
Yeah.
department head submits a written report, which goes into this as well as
Wow.
along with that's where all the great photos come
Yeah.
from throughout the
Good
year.
job.
And all of that, thank you, Catherine.
Thank
Yes.
you.
All of that is in that binder,
Oh my gosh.
And more.
And more. Every one of our print newsletters, all of our email newsletters, a bunch of flyers to kind of represent some of the things that we did in the year.
And is this all digitized also?
No, it's not. I mean, some of these reports are digitized, but it's mostly a scrapbook, a physical scrapbook. We do put them in the archive though, so we have strategic or annual reports going back several years, yeah. And I forgot to mention that really the reason for this annual report is to tell you all about our investments for the year. So those two financial reports that were in the board packet, the CFSEM
Right.
one and the investment report, are also included in that binder as well.
And since we're on that topic, I did talk about, there's two numbers in here, I wasn't so sure about the 18.9 and what's his name again? The guy from
Matt Whitty?
He confirmed that one, but he wasn't,
Oh, you mean Alan?
yeah, the guy I
Auditor.
talked to,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
He confirmed the one, the 18.9, the 2.7.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Kathy wasn't here yesterday or today, so I'll have to talk to her about how she came up with that. Okay. So we are moving on to the next item on thank you so much, Catherine, for
Yes.
that presentation
job.
and
Yeah,
for
right.
all of your
Really
work on
great.
that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a group
Amazing.
effort, the department heads contribute mightily, the library assistant twos and administration contribute. So it takes a village to create our annual report.
Mhm.
All right.
There is a motion.
Oh, there is a motion. Thank you, Lyndon.
What page?
Let's see.
I'm so confused on my stuff right now. Page 31. I think you have
Yes.
to accept the report.
Yes, I move to accept the library annual report and annual investment report for fiscal year 24-25.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Great, thank you so much. Trying to get
Strategic plan.
strategic plan, yes. All right, so I did bring copies of the one-page strategic plan if you all would like to look at that. And I sent you an email earlier today with the links to the strategic plan. So our current strategic plan, as you can see at the top of this page, says that it goes from 2023 to 2025. We are in 2025. So as Catherine and I talked about what to do next, we thought we would bring it to this group and ask you all how you feel about this. What are you trying to do?
I thought for some reason that we extended it a little longer. I thought we had decided to go with a 6. Why am I thinking
Well,
that?
the last couple times that we have written a strategic plan,
Mm-hmm.
the consultants told us that many organizations are shortening their strategic plan
Okay.
to make it between 3 and 5 years because the world changes so quickly.
Right.
But I know our previous strategic plan, we were given a screening instrument so that as we wanted to do new endeavors beyond the length of the plan, we could screen them to make sure that they still align with our values.
Right.
And this one was a little bit different. We weren't given that specific instrument, but the strategic directions I think are really helpful. They're extremely broad and I think they give a good metric to kind of compare something to or make sure that it still falls within what we want to keep doing. And the goals that we're given under those strategic directions are we can continue doing these things. These are things that we don't really accomplish.
Right.
They're things that we can keep doing forever and ever.
Yeah.
So in light of the fact that we're in the third year, again, all of our documentation says that this is the year that the strategic plan ends. We are just about to embark on this library design project. I mean, we have started it and we're really gonna get into it in the next couple of months.
With that schematic.
The schematic design and then design development. And this is gonna take us into, it's probably gonna be another 18 months, maybe 2 years that we're working on this. And it's gonna take a lot of time and energy. Plus, again, many of these goals we can continue to work on, and never, we could work on them always. So I'm wondering what you all think about maybe extending the strategic plan for another 2 to 3 years? Or do you want us to hire a new consultant and write a new
Yeah,
strategic
really.
plan? Good.
No.
That's the right response,
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, and I think that I'd love to take a look at this and just see if we can add to it, but
That's what I was gonna say,
goal,
is
yeah.
there anything that we have identified that, we want to embark on or aspire to?
Definitely the AI
Mhm.
thing, yeah.
But I also wonder, because they were written the way they are, I think some of the things that we're talking about, like AI, could certainly be
Yes.
put into one of these
Absolutely.
buckets. And I think if we're looking at it from an organizational standpoint, strategic plans sometimes become too specific and that they don't work for the organization anymore. I don't think that's our problem at all.
I don't think so either.
I think it was very, very well written, and I think to be thinking about a new project, we'd need to be starting right now to be thinking about
Right.
something that would start next year. And then we'd be going back to the community and interviewing the community. I mean, that started long before 2023.
Did.
We spent most of 2022 working on that.
Yeah. I think we have the
Yes.
framework for it, I think it's fine.
I do
To
too, I
continue
think it
extend
still
it,
works.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would vote to continue it for another year and revisit in a year. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do it for 2 years or maybe
Could we
3
take
years.
this and the next meeting, make a decision on this, so we can just read these and see if there's anything that we wanna add to it?
Sure, we could do that, yeah. So you want to review this outside of the meeting, think about it, see if you wanna add anything else, bring it back next month
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wanna
and
vote?
consider how many years
to
to
extend it.
extend it.
Yeah,
Because the option is there.
right.
Yeah, that's good, and then at that point, we will have talked about the library design project. We'll have had our budget conversation and we can talk about other projects that are coming down the pike. So yeah, okay.
Good.
We can do that.
Good.
All right.
And I would say what also, for me, continues to be really helpful is the way in which you continue to each meeting, it seems like, report on, what's filling those buckets.
Right.
And I feel like there's a very good sense of when you consider a project, does it fit into these?
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really helpful. So thank you very much for doing that.
And one other thing you might wanna consider is, I know we've had teams on each of these cores, you may wanna mix things up, because it's like coming into a house and if you clean it the same way, you keep missing that one spot.
Yeah.
And so, people will have a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
And it be a little bit uncomfortable the first time because they won't be used to it, and it may not be the same people, but I think that would be helpful as well.
Yeah, we've had a lot of turnover in staff over these last 3 years, and so the committees are, some of them are like half of what they were.
Right.
A couple of years ago. So we do need to revisit those, and do we wanna keep the same committees, do we wanna alter their charge a little bit and then find new people to be on them? So yes, that needs to be refreshed too.
Yay.
Okay, great, we'll bring it back in August. August is gonna be a big meeting.
And before we have the scholarship,
Yes, and we have the Meyer Scholarship too.
are you on that? Oh, okay.
So I think that takes us to other. Anybody have any?
I don't know if anyone read the New York Times this morning in the arts section, DVDs are hot again. Yes, I have the article for you, I forgot to bring it in, yes, DVDs, it turns out, and it's a group of 30 and under.
Oh, the
who
whole
are-
Gen Z retro
Well,
technology.
they seem, they don't wanna be in a big group, they wanna be able to have it like in their home and all these things, yeah, it's very strange, but it was a good article, so,
Okay.
yeah. And then I had a argument
Danny's
with
got a DVD.
a writer at the New York Times, and I didn't think she was gonna write me back, but that's all right. I thought that she used less than and fewer than in the wrong way, I know.
That's one of my
And she
pet
started it
peeves.
with less than 30%. I'm like, even if you read it, the cadence is off. And she had the audacity. I thought it was great. She went to her editor, and the editor said, in our New York Times style book, it's actually okay. So then I got in touch with that person. I said, no, I said, I have definitive proof that when you're talking about this, so we're having an ongoing, and they're like, do you, and I said, I have a subscription to the New York Times. I still read it in paper form. Anyway, that's all. I vented.
I know, it's wonderful.
I don't think we should bring DVDs back though.
I'm gonna bring the
Yeah.
article, and it's quite funny, so
Okay,
yeah,
it's
I don't
like
know, but it
my-
takes a lot of space.
Yeah, a few years ago, my daughter had to get a Polaroid camera because
Oh,
yeah.
it was
You
hip,
know,
yeah,
it was
Yeah.
hip, that's
Yeah.
exactly right, or a
Yeah.
record player or something
Right,
like
right.
that.
I've heard that kids really like Blackberries these days.
It's
I
it's
know.
it's cologne.
It's just-
12-year-old boys love cologne now,
Oh my,
you know, they go through a bottle a day.
drinking it or
No,
what?
they pour it on their body, they can't smell it, so they just keep pouring it on their
Oh
body,
my,
so yeah.
okay.
Don't come to my house on
awful.
Thursdays.
Anybody else have any other? I had one which is on the customer comments, which again, I love this section, probably my second favorite. There were two of them that I found interesting enough to talk about, which is there's a complaint that it's inconvenient to reserve a study room. And it's also another complaint about it's too noisy in the library. Maybe you kind of share our reaction to that.
Yeah, the reserving of the study room, you used to be able to just walk into the room if you had a library card. But the issue we were running into is people would stay in those rooms for many, many hours. And people who needed a space, needed to be able to count on a space, couldn't. Because, you know, they would say like, I'm gonna meet with, you know, my child's teacher, do you have a space? We're like, maybe, we don't.
Right.
So now those people can reserve a room, it's a sure thing for them, and it's more equitable because people can only use those rooms for 4-hour chunks at a time. So it is a little bit more inconvenient, but it's more equitable, and it makes it more convenient for other people in another way. And then what was the
The
other
noise.
thing? Oh, the noise. You know, quiet and noisy spaces is a continual tension in this library and every library. It's our hope that with the design project, we will be establishing more places that are quiet. And we'll be able to, you know, the front part of the library is more noisy, more active. If you desire a quieter area, you can go back here. I was telling Shane that I get frustrated when people write these comment cards and I don't know if they've spoken to a staff person. If they speak to a staff person can determine if there's somebody who's being egregiously noisy or explain to them, like, we do allow quiet collaboration in that area. If you want a really quiet place, try this area or this area. So,
Well, in general in our society, there is less courtesy in public spaces. I mean, everybody's seen articles about what it's like being in airports and on airplanes.
Sure.
So this is just the same kind of thing, basically. I'm not saying that that's good, but that's the reality of modern life, it seems like.
But I would say that everything old is new again, because since I've been on this board, that has been an ongoing, can't get a study room, too loud, can't get a study room, too loud, and it's constant.
we could have
So-
500 study rooms and it
Yeah,
still wouldn't be
it's
enough.
still, there'd be one person who, so.
Anybody else have anything?
I don't think so.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay.
Oh, did you mean to say?
No, I said okay, that's adjourned.
Alright, meeting adjourned.